Hello everyone and welcome. In today's world, artificial intelligence is evolving at an incredible pace. New tools, features, and capabilities appear almost every day. Because of this rapid change, many people struggle with a common question. Where do I start and how do I keep up? The answer is not to memorize prompts, tools, or technical terms. Instead, it's about developing AI fluency. This course is not primarily about AI technology itself. It is about understanding how we, as humans, can effectively collaborate with AI systems. Rather than viewing AI as an advanced spell checker or a simple productivity tool, we should begin thinking of AI as a trusted partner that can support creativity, innovation, problem-solving, and decision-making. The goal is to help you use AI confidently, responsibly, and effectively. What is AI fluency? AI fluency is the ability to interact with AI systems in ways that are effective, efficient, ethical, safe. AI fluency goes beyond knowing how to write a prompt. It is about understanding when to use AI, how to communicate with it, how to evaluate its outputs, and how to remain accountable for the results. As AI becomes part of our daily work, education, and personal lives, these skills are becoming increasingly important. Why AI fluency matters? Over the last few years, AI has evolved from a specialized technology into something used by millions of people every day. Organizations are adopting AI rapidly. Employees are experimenting with AI tools. Students are learning with AI assistants. However, many people still feel uncertain about how to use AI effectively. There is often a gap between what AI is capable of doing, what people feel comfortable doing with AI. This course helps bridge that gap. The focus is not simply on learning tools. The focus is on learning how to think and work alongside AI. The 4 core competencies, the 4Ds. The AI Fluency Framework is built around 4 key competencies known as the 4Ds. These competencies help transform everyday AI interactions into productive and meaningful collaborations. 1. Delegation. The first competency is delegation. Delegation asks a simple question. What work should humans do and what work should AI do? Not every task should be handed to AI. Effective users understand which activities can be automated and which require human judgment, creativity, or expertise. The goal is to find the right balance between human effort and AI assistance. 2. Description. The second competency is description. Description focuses on communication. It answers the question, how do we communicate clearly with AI systems? The quality of AI responses depends greatly on the clarity of instructions. Providing context, goals, and expectations helps AI generate more useful and relevant outputs. Clear communication leads to better collaboration. 3. Discernment. The third competency is discernment. Discernment asks, how do we evaluate what AI gives us? AI can generate impressive results, but not every output is accurate, complete, or appropriate. Users must learn to verify information, identify errors, assess quality, apply critical thinking. Discernment helps ensure that AI outputs are useful and trustworthy. 4. Diligence. The fourth competency is diligence. Diligence asks, how do we use AI responsibly? This includes transparency, accountability, ethical decision-making, safe AI practices. Even when AI assists with a task, humans remain responsible for the final outcome. Responsible use is a critical part of AI fluency. A different approach to learning AI. Many AI training programs focus primarily on prompt engineering, tool-specific techniques, platform-specific features. While these skills are useful, they can quickly become outdated as technology evolves. This framework focuses instead on enduring skills and core competencies. By learning how to collaborate effectively with AI, you can adapt to future tools and technologies more easily. Summary. Let's quickly recap. AI fluency is the ability to work effectively, efficiently, ethically, and safely with AI systems. The framework is built on 4 key competencies. Delegation, deciding what humans and AI should do. Description, communicating clearly with AI. Discernment, evaluating AI-generated outputs. Diligence, using AI responsibly and ethically. The objective is not just to learn how AI works, but to learn how to think with AI, collaborate with AI, and create better outcomes through human-AI partnership. By developing these skills, you'll be better prepared not only for today's AI technologies, but also for the innovations that will emerge in the future. Thank you, and let's begin our journey toward becoming AI fluent. Hello everyone and welcome. Let's begin our exploration of the AI Fluency Framework, which will serve as the foundation for everything we learn throughout this course. Today, AI is transforming the way we communicate, create, learn, and solve problems. Whether at work, in education, or in our personal lives, many of us now have access to AI tools that can help with writing content, researching information, brainstorming ideas, making decisions, solving complex problems. However, simply having access to AI does not automatically mean we know how to use it effectively or responsibly. Many people have experienced situations where AI provides an unexpected answer. The results are not what they expected. They struggle to explain what they need. They become unsure whether the information can be trusted. They worry about privacy, security, or responsible use. These situations highlight an important distinction. There is a difference between using AI and being fluent with AI. This course is designed to help bridge that gap. What is AI fluency? When people hear the term AI fluency, they often think it means becoming highly technical or learning complex AI concepts. But AI fluency is not about being an AI engineer. It's also not about memorizing the latest prompt engineering tricks or collecting lists of best prompts. Instead, AI fluency is about developing a collection of skills, knowledge, judgment, and values that help you work effectively with AI, regardless of how the technology changes in the future. At its core, AI fluency means interacting with AI in ways that are effective, efficient, ethical, safe. In simple terms, it means getting the best value from AI, while acting responsibly and protecting the privacy and security of yourself and others. The 3 ways people interact with AI. Through research and real-world experience, we can see that people generally engage with AI in 3 different ways. Understanding these interaction modes helps us move beyond basic prompting and toward true AI fluency. 1. Automation. The first interaction mode is automation. In automation, the AI performs a specific task based on your instructions. Examples include summarizing a document, drafting an email, creating an image, generating a report, planning a travel itinerary. In this model, you define the task and the AI completes it. Automation works extremely well when you already know the outcome you want. For example, if you need a meeting summary or a project update, AI can quickly generate it for you. However, automation becomes less effective when you're still exploring ideas and aren't sure exactly what you're looking for. 2. Augmentation. The second interaction mode is augmentation. This is where AI becomes a collaborator rather than simply a tool. Instead of asking AI to do all the work, you work together with the AI. Imagine you're writing a story, designing a product, solving a technical challenge, developing a business strategy, exploring a research topic. You might have a conversation with AI, exchange ideas, ask questions, and refine your thinking as you go. In this mode, AI enhances your creativity and problem-solving abilities. It doesn't replace your thinking. Instead, it helps you think better. This is often where some of the most innovative and creative outcomes emerge. 3. Agency. The third interaction mode is agency. In agency, AI operates more independently on your behalf. Rather than providing step-by-step instructions, you define goals, objectives, and behaviors. Examples include categorizing incoming emails, drafting responses automatically, managing support requests, operating virtual assistants, creating dynamic user experiences, powering intelligent game characters. In this model, your role changes. Instead of acting like someone writing every instruction, you become more like a director setting the vision and expectations. The AI then carries out actions within those boundaries, choosing the right approach. It's important to understand that none of these interaction modes are better than the others. Each serves a different purpose. In fact, many real-world projects use all 3. For example, automation may be used to summarize research. Augmentation may be used to brainstorm solutions. Agency may be used to automate ongoing tasks. The key is knowing when each approach is appropriate. While automation is often where people start, augmentation and agency frequently unlock the most powerful and creative uses of AI. AI is more than a tool. One of the most important ideas in this framework is that AI is no longer just a tool. Traditional software generally performs specific tasks. AI, however, can act as a tool, a creative partner, a collaborator, a co-creator, and sometimes all of these at the same time. This changes our relationship with technology. As AI becomes more capable, humans also need to develop new skills for working alongside it successfully. The AI Fluency Framework. To work effectively with AI, we need a set of competencies that apply regardless of the tool, platform, or technology being used. These competencies form the foundation of the AI Fluency Framework. Throughout this course, we'll explore 4 key areas of competence that help individuals collaborate effectively with AI, make informed decisions, evaluate AI outputs responsibly, use AI safely and ethically. These competencies provide a practical framework for thriving in a future where human-AI collaboration becomes a normal part of everyday work. Summary. Let's quickly recap. AI fluency is not about becoming an AI expert or memorizing prompts. It is about learning how to work effectively and responsibly with AI systems. We explored 3 primary ways people interact with AI. Automation. AI performs a defined task. Augmentation. Humans and AI collaborate together. Agency. AI operates independently within defined goals and boundaries. As AI evolves from a simple tool into a collaborator and partner, we must develop new skills that help us engage with these systems effectively, efficiently, ethically, and safely. These skills form the foundation of the AI Fluency Framework, which we'll continue exploring throughout the rest of this course. Thank you, and let's move on to the next lesson. Hello everyone and welcome. Now that we've explored what AI fluency means and the different ways people interact with AI, let's look at the core competencies that help us collaborate with AI effectively, efficiently, ethically, and safely. Whether you're using AI for automation, augmentation, or agency, success depends on developing 4 essential competencies. These competencies are known as the 4 Ds of AI fluency: delegation, description, discernment, diligence. Together, these form the foundation of effective human-AI collaboration. 1. Delegation. The first competency is delegation. Delegation focuses on the bigger picture. Before using AI, we should ask ourselves, what am I trying to achieve? What work needs to be completed? What should I do myself? What tasks can AI help with? For example, imagine you're working on a research project. You might ask AI to review lengthy documents, summarize information, organize research findings. However, you may choose to keep responsibilities such as critical thinking, final analysis, decision-making, drawing conclusions for yourself. Effective delegation requires 3 things. Understand the goal. Clearly identify the problem you're trying to solve. Know AI's strengths and limitations. Recognize what AI does well and where human expertise is still necessary. Divide the work intentionally. Assign tasks strategically instead of simply offloading everything to AI. Delegation is not about replacing human effort. It's about creating the best partnership between human intelligence and artificial intelligence. 2. Description. The second competency is description. Description is all about communication. The quality of AI's output is often directly influenced by the quality of the instructions we provide. Consider the difference between saying, "Create a logo," and saying, "Create a modern logo for a technology company targeting young professionals." Use blue and white colors, emphasize innovation and trust, and follow a minimalist design style. The second description provides much more context and direction. The same principle applies across all AI interactions. For example, if you're using AI as a tutor, instead of saying, "Give me the answer," you might say, "Help me solve this problem step by step, so I can understand the concept." This creates a better learning experience. Effective description includes clear goals, relevant context, desired output format, tone and style preferences, specific instructions. Description goes beyond writing prompts. It's about creating meaningful conversations that help AI understand what you're trying to accomplish. 3. Discernment. The third competency is discernment. Discernment means evaluating and judging the quality of AI outputs. AI can generate useful content, but that doesn't mean every response should be accepted without review. For example, imagine AI suggests a marketing strategy. Before using it, you should ask, are the facts accurate? Does the reasoning make sense? Does it align with organizational goals? Is it suitable for the intended audience? Will it actually help solve the problem? Discernment requires critical thinking. It combines human expertise, judgment, domain knowledge, experience, to determine whether AI-generated content is useful, accurate, and appropriate. AI collaboration is a continuous loop. Most interactions with AI follow a simple cycle. Describe what you need, evaluate the response, refine the request, review the new output. This ongoing cycle of description and discernment helps improve results over time. The more thoughtfully you evaluate AI outputs, the better the collaboration becomes. 4. Diligence. The fourth and final competency is diligence. Diligence focuses on responsibility and ethical AI use. As AI becomes more involved in important decisions, users must ensure that AI-assisted work remains fair, transparent, secure, accountable. For example, if AI is used to write job descriptions, screen applications, recommend business decisions, analyze customer information, we must ask important questions. Are biases being introduced? Is the information accurate? Is sensitive data protected? Am I being transparent about AI involvement? Am I willing to take responsibility for the final outcome? Taking ownership. One of the most important principles of diligence is ownership. Even when AI contributes to the work, humans remain responsible for the final result. AI can assist. AI can recommend. AI can generate. But accountability remains with the person making the decision. Diligence ensures that AI is used safely and ethically. Why the 4Ds matter? One of the greatest strengths of the AI Fluency Framework is that it is not tied to any specific AI tool or platform. Many AI tools will evolve. Some will disappear. New capabilities will emerge. However, the 4Ds remain relevant regardless of the technology being used. These competencies provide a foundation that helps individuals adapt as AI continues to change. Summary. Let's recap the 4Ds of AI fluency. Delegation. Deciding what work should be performed by humans and what can be supported by AI. Description. Communicating clearly and effectively with AI systems. Discernment. Evaluating AI outputs critically and thoughtfully. Diligence. Using AI responsibly, ethically, and with accountability. Together, these competencies help us interact with AI in ways that are effective, efficient, ethical, safe. By mastering the 4Ds, you'll be better prepared to collaborate with AI confidently and successfully, regardless of how the technology evolves in the future. Thank you, and let's continue exploring the AI Fluency Framework in the next lesson. Hello everyone and welcome. In this lesson, we're going to explore one of the most transformative technologies of our time, generative AI. Many of us interact with AI every day. We use it to write content, summarize documents, generate images, brainstorm ideas, answer questions, and even assist with coding. But have you ever wondered what is actually happening behind the scenes? How does AI generate human-like responses? How does it create completely new content? And what technological breakthroughs made all of this possible? Let's find out. What is generative AI? Generative AI refers to artificial intelligence systems that can create new content rather than simply analyze existing information. To understand the difference, let's compare it with traditional AI. Traditional AI. Traditional AI is designed to analyze data, recognize patterns, classify information. For example, detecting spam emails, identifying fraudulent transactions, categorizing images. Its primary job is to analyze and classify. Generative AI. Generative AI goes a step further. It can create entirely new content such as emails, articles, images, code, summaries, conversations. For example, instead of simply identifying an email as spam or not spam, generative AI can actually write a new email for you. This ability to create content represents a major shift in AI capabilities. What are large language models? A popular type of generative AI is the large language model, often called an LLM. Examples include Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, GitHub Copilot. They are called language models because they are trained to understand and generate human language. Large, because they contain billions of mathematical parameters that help them process and understand information. You can think of these parameters as somewhat similar to connections in the human brain that help us learn patterns and relationships. What made modern generative AI possible? Today's AI systems became possible due to the combination of three major advancements. 1. Breakthroughs in AI architecture. The first breakthrough was improvements in AI algorithms and model design. A major milestone occurred in 2017 with the introduction of the transformer architecture. This architecture dramatically improved AI's ability to understand language context, track relationships between words, process long pieces of text. This innovation became the foundation for modern language models. 2. Massive amounts of training data. The second breakthrough was access to enormous amounts of digital information. AI models learn from websites, books, articles, research papers, code repositories, publicly available text sources. This vast collection of knowledge helps AI learn language patterns, concepts, and human communication styles. The more diverse the data, the broader the model's understanding becomes. 3. Increased computing power. The third breakthrough was computational power. Training modern AI requires enormous processing capabilities. Specialized hardware such as GPUs, graphics processing units, TPUs, tensor processing units, allows AI systems to process massive volumes of data efficiently. Without this computing power, today's generative AI systems would not be practical. Understanding scaling laws. Researchers discovered something interesting as AI models grew larger. When they increased model size, training data, computing resources, performance improved consistently. Even more surprising, entirely new capabilities began to emerge. Models started demonstrating abilities such as problem solving, reasoning, summarization, adaptation to new tasks. These capabilities were not explicitly programmed into the system. They emerged naturally as models scaled. This phenomenon is often referred to as emergent capabilities. How do large language models learn? Let's simplify the training process. During training, a language model reads enormous amounts of text. Its objective is simple: predict what comes next. For example, if the model sees the capital of France is, it learns that the most likely next word is Paris. It repeats this prediction process billions of times across huge amounts of text. Over time, the model learns grammar, language patterns, relationships between concepts, contextual meaning. This phase is known as pre-training. Fine-tuning the model. After pre-training, the AI undergoes an additional stage called fine-tuning. During fine-tuning, the model learns how to follow instructions, provide useful responses, improve accuracy, avoid harmful content, interact more naturally with users. Human feedback often plays an important role during this stage. This helps shape the model's behavior to become more helpful, more honest, safer to use. What happens when you use AI? When you interact with an AI assistant, you provide a prompt. The AI reads that prompt and generates a response based on patterns learned during training. An important thing to understand is, AI is not searching for a pre-written answer stored somewhere in a database. Instead, it generates a new response each time based on probabilities and language patterns. This is why responses can vary even when similar questions are asked. Understanding the context window. AI has a practical memory limit called the context window. Think of it as the AI's working memory. The context window includes your current prompt, previous messages, information shared during the conversation. The model uses this information to maintain context. However, it cannot automatically access information that falls outside this context window unless additional tools are used. This means AI does not have unlimited memory during a conversation. Why modern generative AI is powerful. Three major characteristics make generative AI so powerful. 1. Learning from massive amounts of information. AI can recognize complex patterns across enormous datasets. 2. In-context learning. AI can adapt to new tasks simply through instructions provided in your prompt. For example, you can ask the same AI system to write an email, explain a concept, generate code, summarize a document, without retraining the model. 3. Emergent capabilities. As models grow larger, new abilities often appear naturally. These capabilities frequently surprise even the researchers who built them. Examples include advanced reasoning, multi-step problem solving, creative content generation, complex analysis. Summary. Let's quickly recap. Generative AI is different from traditional AI because it creates new content rather than simply analyzing existing data. Large language models are a form of generative AI trained to understand and generate human language. Modern generative AI became possible because of three major advancements: transformer architecture, massive training data, powerful computing resources. These systems learn by predicting patterns in language, undergo fine-tuning to become more helpful and safe, and generate responses based on learned relationships rather than stored answers. The three key strengths of generative AI are learning from vast amounts of information, adapting to new tasks through prompts, developing powerful emergent capabilities as models scale. Understanding these foundations helps us better appreciate both the power and the limitations of today's AI systems. Thank you, and in the next lesson we'll explore what generative AI can do well, where it struggles, and how to use it effectively in real-world scenarios. Hello everyone and welcome. Now that we've explored what generative AI is and how it works, let's discuss something equally important. What can generative AI do well and where does it struggle? Think of AI like a new colleague joining your team. To collaborate effectively, you need to understand both their strengths and their limitations. When we understand what AI does well, we can use it more productively. When we understand its limitations, we can avoid mistakes and make better decisions. What generative AI does well. Modern large language models such as Claude and other AI assistants are incredibly versatile. They excel at working with language and information. For example, AI can help with writing emails, creating reports, summarizing long documents, translating between languages, brainstorming ideas, explaining complex concepts, generating content, supporting research. What's remarkable is that the same AI system can switch between completely different tasks without additional training. One moment it can help write a poem. The next moment it can explain a scientific concept. Then it can assist with a business strategy discussion. All through simple conversation. Context-aware conversations. Another major strength of modern AI systems is their ability to maintain context during a conversation. For example, if you mention a project deadline early in the discussion and refer to it later, the AI can often understand what you're talking about and continue the conversation naturally. This makes interactions feel more like collaborating with a human partner rather than using traditional software. Access to external tools. Many modern AI systems can now extend their capabilities through external tools. Depending on the platform, AI may be able to search the web, read uploaded files, analyze documents, access connected applications, use specialized tools. This significantly expands what AI can help users accomplish. Understanding AI limitations. While AI is powerful, it is not perfect. Understanding its limitations is an important part of becoming AI fluent. Limitation 1. Knowledge cutoff. Every AI model is trained on data collected up to a certain point in time. This creates what's known as a knowledge cutoff date. Anything that happened after that date is not automatically known by the model. Imagine someone who went offline and stopped receiving news updates. They would know everything up to that point but nothing afterward. Similarly, AI requires tools such as web search to access recent information. Without those tools, its knowledge may be outdated. Limitation 2. Hallucinations. One of the most important AI limitations is something known as a hallucination. A hallucination occurs when AI generates information that sounds convincing, but is actually incorrect. For example, AI may invent facts, misquote sources, create non-existent references, provide inaccurate explanations. The challenge is that AI often presents these answers confidently. This happens because AI generates responses based on language patterns rather than verifying every fact. That's why critical thinking and verification remain essential. Limitation 3. Context window. Earlier, we discussed the concept of a context window. Think of this as the AI's working memory. The context window includes current instructions, previous conversation history, shared documents and information. However, every model has a maximum limit. When too much information is provided, older information may fall outside the context window. This can cause the AI to forget earlier details, lose conversation context, miss important information. For very large projects, information often needs to be structured carefully. Limitation 4. Non-deterministic responses. Unlike traditional software, AI does not always produce exactly the same result every time. If you ask the same question twice, you might receive slightly different answers. This happens because AI generates responses using probabilities. This variability can be beneficial when brainstorming ideas, exploring alternatives, generating creative content. However, it requires additional caution when consistency and accuracy are critical. Some AI systems provide controls, often called temperature settings, which help manage response variability. Limitation 5. Complex reasoning challenges. Although AI continues to improve rapidly, some complex reasoning tasks can still be challenging. Examples include multi-step mathematical problems, advanced logic puzzles, highly specialized technical analysis. Newer reasoning-focused models are becoming significantly better at these tasks, but human verification remains important, especially when decisions involve finance, healthcare, legal matters, critical business operations. Limitation 6. Lack of access to required tools or data. Sometimes AI cannot answer a question simply because it lacks access to the necessary information. For example, imagine a highly intelligent colleague who does not have permission to access your company's internal systems. No matter how capable that person is, they cannot provide information they don't have access to. The same principle applies to AI. If the data or tool required to answer a question isn't available, the AI's ability to help will be limited. The future of AI capabilities. The field of generative AI is evolving rapidly. Researchers continue to improve AI through techniques such as better reasoning systems, tool integration, retrieval-augmented generation (RAG), expanded context windows, improved training methods. These advancements help reduce current limitations and improve reliability. However, no technology is perfect, and some limitations will likely continue to exist. Human strengths versus AI strengths. The most effective use of AI comes from combining human strengths with AI strengths. Human strengths. Humans contribute critical thinking, judgment, creativity, ethics, emotional intelligence, accountability. AI strengths. AI contributes speed, scale, pattern recognition, information processing, content generation, data analysis. When these strengths are combined, human-AI collaboration becomes significantly more powerful than either working alone. Summary. Let's recap. Modern generative AI is highly capable when it comes to language understanding, content creation, research support, summarization, brainstorming, context-aware conversations. However, AI also has important limitations: knowledge cutoff dates, hallucinations and factual errors, context window restrictions, response variability, challenges with complex reasoning, limited access to unavailable data and tools. The key to AI fluency is understanding both sides of the equation. Successful users don't assume AI is always right. Instead, they learn when to trust AI, when to verify its outputs, and how to combine human judgment with AI capabilities. By understanding both the strengths and limitations of AI, you'll be able to use these systems more effectively, responsibly, and confidently in your work and daily life. Thank you, and let's continue exploring practical ways to collaborate with AI in the next lesson. Welcome to this learning module on delegation, one of the key competencies of AI fluency. As professionals, we are increasingly working alongside AI tools such as Microsoft Copilot, ChatGPT, and other intelligent assistants. However, successful AI adoption is not simply about using AI tools. It is about knowing what to do yourself, what to do with AI, and what to let AI handle independently. This skill is called delegation. Delegation helps us work more effectively and efficiently by combining human expertise with AI capabilities in the right way. Let's explore how. Understanding delegation in an AI-powered workplace. When many people think about AI, they assume the goal is to automate everything. But effective AI collaboration is not about handing over all your work to a machine. Instead, delegation involves making thoughtful decisions about what tasks require human judgment, what tasks can be accelerated using AI assistance, what tasks can be fully automated. Think of AI as a highly capable team member. Just like you wouldn't assign every task to a single employee, you shouldn't give every task to AI either. The key is understanding the strengths of both humans and AI and assigning work accordingly. To do this successfully, there are 3 important concepts you must understand: problem awareness, platform awareness, task delegation. Let's look at each one. Part 1. Problem awareness. The first step in effective delegation is understanding your problem clearly. Before opening an AI tool and typing a prompt, ask yourself, what am I trying to achieve? What problem am I solving? What does success look like? What outcome am I expecting? For example, imagine you're preparing a sales presentation for a client. If your objective is unclear, the AI may generate content that looks impressive but doesn't serve the business purpose. A clear understanding of the problem helps you guide AI more effectively. You should also analyze the type of work involved. Ask yourself, are there repetitive tasks that consume time? Are there areas where I need more information? Do I need brainstorming support? Does the task require critical business judgment? Remember, AI can assist with many things, but it cannot fully replace your domain expertise. The most successful professionals are experts in their field first and effective AI users second. This ability to clearly define goals and understand the required work is called problem awareness. Part 2. Platform awareness. Once you understand the problem, the next step is understanding the AI tools available to you. Not all AI platforms are the same. Different AI systems have different strengths. Some are excellent at generating creative content. Others are stronger in analysis, coding, research, summarization, or automation. For example, one AI tool may provide quick responses. Another may deliver deeper analysis. Some prioritize creativity. Others focus on accuracy and reliability. As AI technologies evolve rapidly, staying updated is important. The best way to develop platform awareness is through experimentation. Try different AI tools. Compare their outputs. Understand their strengths and limitations. Ask yourself, which tool performs best for my type of work? Which AI can help me save time? Which AI delivers the most accurate results? Which platform integrates with my existing workflows? The more experience you gain, the better decisions you can make about which AI system to use. This understanding is called platform awareness. It means having a practical knowledge of available AI systems and knowing where each one can deliver value. Part 3. Task delegation. Now comes the most important part. Once you understand the problem and the available AI tools, you can begin distributing the work strategically. This is known as task delegation. Think of a typical business process. Some activities are repetitive and rule-based. These are good candidates for automation. For example, scheduling meetings, drafting routine emails, data summarization, report generation. Other activities benefit from human-AI collaboration. Examples include brainstorming ideas, creating presentations, developing marketing strategies, drafting proposals. In these situations, AI assists while humans guide, review, and improve the output. Finally, some activities should remain primarily human-driven. These include ethical decision-making, final approvals, sensitive customer interactions, strategic business decisions, high-stakes problem-solving. These tasks require judgment, accountability, and contextual understanding that humans provide. Effective delegation means choosing the right approach for each task. Automate where appropriate. Collaborate where AI can augment human capabilities. Retain human ownership where judgment is critical. When done correctly, this creates the best outcomes for productivity, quality, and innovation. Conclusion. Let's quickly recap. Effective AI delegation consists of 3 key elements. Problem awareness. Understand your goals, challenges, and desired outcomes. Platform awareness. Understand the capabilities and limitations of different AI systems. Task delegation. Strategically divide work between humans and AI based on their strengths. Remember, AI is not a replacement for human expertise. The real value comes when people and AI work together, each contributing what they do best. Successful professionals don't simply ask, "Can AI do this?" They ask, "Who should do this task for the best possible outcome?" That mindset is the foundation of effective AI delegation and a critical skill for thriving in today's AI-powered workplace. Thank you for participating, and we'll see you in the next module. Welcome to this learning module on description, one of the most important competencies in AI fluency. As AI becomes a regular part of our work, one skill stands out above all others: the ability to communicate effectively with AI. AI fluency is about working with AI in a way that is effective, efficient, ethical, and safe. And at the heart of that collaboration lies description. Description is not just about writing prompts. It is about clearly communicating your goals, expectations, context, and instructions so that AI can deliver meaningful and relevant results. Think of description as the bridge between what you need and what AI can provide. Let's explore how this works. Understanding description in AI collaboration. Many people believe that getting good results from AI is all about finding the perfect prompt. In reality, successful AI users do much more than that. They communicate with AI continuously. They provide context. They clarify objectives. They refine requests. And when the conversation starts moving in the wrong direction, they know how to guide it back on track. Just as effective communication is essential when working with colleagues, it is equally important when working with AI. The more clearly you describe your needs, the better the outcome. To master this competency, you need to understand 3 key elements: product description, process description, performance description. Let's look at each of them. Part 1. Product description. The first step is clearly explaining what you want the AI to create. This is called product description. Imagine you ask a colleague, "Please prepare a report." That request is very broad. Your colleague may not know what the report is about, who will read it, how detailed it should be, what format you expect. The same applies to AI. AI cannot read your mind. It can only work with the information you provide. For example, instead of saying, "Create a presentation on sales performance," a better request would be, "Create a 10-slide presentation on the Q2 sales performance of our retail business." The audience is senior management. Use a professional tone, highlight key growth trends, challenges, and recommendations, and provide speaker notes for each slide. Notice the difference. The second request provides clear objectives, relevant context, target audience, output format, expected style. The more specific your description, the more useful the response becomes. Before working with AI, ask yourself, what exactly do I need? What outcome am I expecting? Who is the audience? What format should the output follow? What information must be included? This ability to clearly define the desired output is called product description. Part 2. Process description. Knowing what you want is important, but sometimes it is equally important to explain how you want AI to approach the task. This is called process description. Think about training a new team member. You don't just explain the outcome. You also explain the steps, methods, and best practices you want them to follow. The same principle applies to AI. For example, if you're conducting a market analysis, you might tell the AI, "First, identify industry trends. Then analyze competitors. Next, evaluate customer needs. Finally, provide recommendations." You can guide AI through step-by-step instructions, standard operating procedures, business frameworks, checklists, examples of desired outputs. You might even provide a sample and say, "Use this format as a reference." This additional guidance helps AI align its thinking with your expectations. When defining the process, consider questions such as, are there specific data sources to use? Should tasks be completed in a particular order? Is a certain framework required? Should the response follow company standards? Are there examples the AI can learn from? The more guidance you provide, the better the AI can support your goals. This ability to direct how AI approaches a task is known as process description. Part 3: Performance description. The third element focuses on how the AI should behave during the interaction. This is called performance description. Many users overlook this step, but it can significantly improve the quality of AI outputs. Think of AI as a flexible thinking partner. Depending on your needs, you can ask it to take on different roles and behaviors. For example, you can ask AI to act as a business consultant, think like a project manager, challenge your assumptions, brainstorm creative ideas, provide concise answers, deliver detailed explanations, explain reasoning step by step, focus only on practical recommendations. Imagine you're preparing a business proposal. At one stage, you may want AI to generate multiple creative ideas. Later, you may want it to critically evaluate those ideas and identify risks. The goal hasn't changed, but the behavior you need from AI has. By clearly defining how AI should interact with you, you create a more productive partnership. Ask yourself, do I want detailed analysis or quick answers? Should AI challenge my thinking or support it? Do I want multiple options or a single recommendation? Should the tone be formal, conversational, or persuasive? Do I need explanations or just conclusions? These instructions help shape the AI's behavior and improve the usefulness of its responses. This capability is called performance description. Bringing it all together. Let's see how all three concepts work together. Imagine you're creating a customer satisfaction improvement plan. Product description. You tell AI, create a customer satisfaction improvement strategy for a retail business. Process description. You add, analyze customer feedback, identify recurring issues, prioritize improvement opportunities, and recommend actions. Performance description. Finally, you specify, act as an experienced customer experience consultant, provide practical recommendations, explain the reasoning behind them, and keep the language suitable for senior leadership. Now the AI has a complete understanding of what you need, how to approach the task, how to behave while delivering the response. The result is significantly more aligned with your expectations. Conclusion. Let's recap the three pillars of the description competency. Product description. Clearly explain what you want AI to create. Process description. Guide the AI on how to approach the task. Performance description. Define how the AI should behave during the interaction. Together, these skills transform AI from a generic tool into a highly effective thinking partner. Remember, great AI results rarely come from better technology alone. They come from better communication. The clearer your descriptions, the more valuable your collaboration with AI becomes. Thank you for participating in this module, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Welcome to this learning module on effective prompting. By now, we've learned that AI fluency depends on our ability to communicate clearly with AI. In the previous module, we explored the description competency, which focused on explaining what we want, how we want it done, and how we want AI to interact with us. Prompting is simply the practical application of that competency. Think of a prompt as a set of instructions you give to a capable colleague. The quality of the results often depends on how clearly you communicate your expectations. The good news is that effective prompting is not complicated. It is mainly about applying good communication skills in a structured way. In this module, we'll explore 6 powerful prompting techniques that can help you get better results from AI tools such as Microsoft Copilot, ChatGPT, Claude, and other AI assistants. Why prompting matters. Many people assume AI will automatically understand what they need. But AI cannot read your mind. Just like a new team member, AI needs context, instructions, and clear expectations to perform effectively. The better your instructions, the better the results. Effective prompting helps AI understand your objective, generate more relevant outputs, reduce misunderstandings, save time on revisions, deliver responses tailored to your needs. Let's explore 6 essential prompting techniques. Technique 1: Provide rich context. The first and most important rule is simple. Give AI enough context. Consider this prompt. Tell me about climate change. This is very broad. The AI doesn't know why you're asking, what level of detail you need, who the audience is, how you plan to use the information. Now compare it with this. Explain 3 major impacts of climate change on Indian agriculture. I am preparing for an interview in the agricultural sector. Assume I have a basic understanding of environmental science and provide practical examples from recent years. Notice how the second prompt gives the AI a specific topic, audience information, purpose, knowledge level, expected scope. Whenever possible, explain what you need, why you need it, who will use it, how it will be used. The more relevant context you provide, the more useful the response becomes. Technique 2. Show examples of good output. Sometimes it's easier to show than to explain. If you have a specific format, writing style, or structure in mind, provide examples. For instance, imagine you want AI to simplify technical language. You could provide examples like, original. Our platform utilizes advanced encryption protocols. Simple version. Our platform protects your information using secure technology. After sharing a few examples, ask AI to follow the same style. Examples help AI understand patterns and deliver outputs that closely match your expectations. Whenever possible, provide sample emails, proposal formats, report structures, presentation styles, preferred writing tones. Showing AI what success looks like often produces better results than lengthy explanations. Technique 3. Define output requirements. Another important technique is specifying exactly how you want the output delivered. Many users focus on the question but forget to define the format. For example, instead of saying, create a business plan, you can say, create a business plan in 5 sections. Include an executive summary, market analysis, financial projections, risks, and recommendations. Keep the response under 800 words and use clear business language. You can also specify length, format, language, tone, structure, design requirements. The clearer your requirements, the easier it becomes for AI to meet them. Technique 4. Break complex tasks into steps. Complex tasks often produce better results when divided into smaller steps. Imagine asking AI, analyze our sales performance. The request is valid, but it leaves many decisions to AI. A better approach could be, identify top-performing products. Compare current sales with the previous quarter. Highlight unusual trends. Suggest possible reasons. Recommend next actions. This structured approach guides AI through your preferred thinking process. It also improves transparency and helps ensure important steps are not missed. Whenever you're working on data analysis, research, project planning, business strategy, problem solving, consider breaking the work into smaller logical stages. Technique 5. Ask AI to think before answering. Sometimes you need more than a quick response. You need thoughtful analysis. In such situations, you can encourage AI to spend additional effort evaluating the problem before generating an answer. For example, before providing recommendations, carefully evaluate the available options, potential risks, constraints, and benefits. This can lead to better reasoning, more complete analysis, fewer overlooked factors, stronger recommendations. Think of it like asking a consultant to analyze the situation thoroughly before presenting conclusions. For important decisions, giving AI time to reason through the problem can significantly improve the quality of results. Technique 6. Define AI's role, style, and tone. One of the most powerful prompting techniques is telling AI who you want it to be. You can assign a role that aligns with your needs. For example, act as a financial advisor. Act as a marketing strategist. Act as an experienced project manager. Act as a customer experience consultant. You can also specify formal or conversational tone, detailed or concise responses, critical or supportive feedback, beginner-friendly or expert-level explanations. For example, explain how rainbows are formed as an experienced science teacher speaking to a curious 10-year-old student. The information remains scientifically correct, but the delivery becomes much more suitable for the audience. The secret weapon: let AI improve your prompt. Even experienced users don't always know the perfect way to ask a question. That's okay. You can ask AI itself to improve your prompt. For example, I want help creating a sales strategy for a manufacturing company. I'm not sure how to structure my prompt. Can you help me write a better one? This is one of the fastest ways to improve your prompting skills. AI can often suggest missing context, better structure, useful constraints, additional details to include. Think of AI as a prompt coach, not just a prompt responder. Prompting is an iterative process. It's important to remember that your first prompt doesn't need to be perfect. Effective prompting is a process of refinement. If the result isn't exactly what you need, add more context, provide examples, clarify expectations, change the format, ask for alternatives, start a new conversation if necessary. Each interaction teaches you how to communicate more effectively with AI. Over time, you'll develop an intuition for creating high-quality prompts quickly. Common mistakes to avoid. Before we conclude, let's review some common mistakes. Avoid crossmark assuming AI knows your situation. Crossmark writing vague requests. Crossmark combining multiple unrelated tasks in a single prompt. Crossmark forgetting to specify success criteria. Crossmark ignoring previous outputs instead of refining them. Crossmark expecting perfect results from the first attempt. Remember, AI performs best when it receives clear guidance. Conclusion. Let's recap the 6 essential prompting techniques. 1. Provide rich context. Explain your objective, audience, and situation. 2. Show examples. Demonstrate the type of output you want. 3. Define output requirements. Specify format, structure, length, and expectations. 4. Break tasks into steps. Guide the AI through complex workflows. 5. Ask AI to think first. Encourage deeper analysis before responding. 6. Define role, style, and tone. Tell AI how to behave and communicate. Most importantly, remember that prompting is a skill developed through practice and experimentation. The goal is not to find the perfect prompt every time. The goal is to continuously improve how you communicate with AI. The better your communication, the better your collaboration with AI will be. Thank you for participating in this module, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Welcome to this learning module on discernment, one of the most important competencies in AI fluency. As we've learned, AI fluency means working with AI in a way that is effective, efficient, ethical, and safe. While previous modules focused on assigning work to AI and communicating effectively with AI, this module focuses on something equally critical. How do you know if the AI's output is actually good? This is where discernment comes in. Discernment is your ability to evaluate AI outputs, understand AI behavior, and determine whether the results are accurate, useful, and fit for purpose. Think of discernment as your quality control system for AI collaboration. No matter how advanced an AI system becomes, human judgment remains essential. Let's explore how. Understanding discernment. When using AI, many people make a common mistake. They assume that because the response sounds confident and professional, it must be correct. However, AI systems can sometimes produce inaccurate information, make reasoning mistakes, miss important details, misinterpret instructions, generate incomplete or biased outputs. That's why AI should not be treated as an unquestionable expert. Instead, it should be treated as a capable assistant whose work must be reviewed and validated. In simple terms, description is about giving instructions to AI. Discernment is about evaluating the results that come back. Together, these skills help create effective human-AI collaboration. To develop strong discernment, we'll focus on 4 key concepts: product discernment, process discernment, performance discernment, feedback discernment. Let's look at each one. Part 1. Product discernment. The most visible part of discernment is evaluating the final output created by AI. This is called product discernment. Whenever AI generates content, ask yourself, is this factually accurate? Does it address my original requirement? Is the information complete? Is it suitable for my audience? Is it clear and well structured? Does it solve the problem I intended to solve? For example, imagine you ask AI to create a customer proposal. The document may look polished and professional. However, after reviewing it, you might discover incorrect product details, missing pricing information, generic recommendations, content that doesn't align with customer needs. In this case, the document appears good on the surface but fails when evaluated against business requirements. This review process is product discernment. It helps ensure that AI-generated outputs are valuable before they are shared, approved, or acted upon. Remember, never evaluate AI responses based only on how confident they sound. Evaluate them based on accuracy, relevance, and usefulness. Part 2: Process discernment. Good discernment goes beyond checking the final answer. You should also evaluate how the AI arrived at that answer. This is called process discernment. Think about working with a team member. Sometimes the final answer may appear correct, but the method used to reach that answer may be flawed. The same applies to AI. For example, suppose you're working with AI to create a business strategy. Initially, the AI gives you 5 possible approaches. After discussion, you select one direction and reject the other 4. However, as the conversation continues, you notice that AI keeps reintroducing ideas from the rejected options. This indicates that the AI has lost track of earlier decisions. Another example might involve ignoring important constraints, repeating the same arguments, following incorrect assumptions, missing key logic steps, becoming overly focused on one detail. In such situations, the final output may not align with your vision because the process itself has drifted off course. Process discernment helps ensure that both you and the AI remain aligned throughout the journey, not just at the destination. This becomes especially important for strategic planning, research, data analysis, complex problem solving, long-term projects. When the answer is not immediately obvious, trusting the process becomes critical. Part 3: Performance discernment. The third aspect focuses on the quality of the interaction itself. This is called performance discernment. While process refers to the work AI is doing, performance refers to how AI is working with you. Ask yourself, is AI communicating effectively? Is it providing information in a useful format? Is it responding appropriately to feedback? Is the interaction productive and efficient? Is AI adapting to my preferences? For example, you may need concise executive summaries, but AI keeps providing long explanations. Or perhaps you're seeking detailed analysis, but AI only gives short answers. In both cases, the quality of interaction can be improved. Performance discernment involves evaluating whether AI's communication style supports your goals. A productive AI interaction should feel like working with a colleague who understands your expectations and continuously adapts to your needs. Part 4: Feedback discernment. Discernment doesn't stop with identifying problems. The next step is helping AI improve. This is known as feedback discernment. When you notice an issue, simply saying, "This isn't good," usually doesn't help. Instead, provide structured feedback. Effective feedback includes, what is wrong? Clearly identify the issue. Example, the recommendations are too generic. Why is it a problem? Explain the impact. Example, the suggestions don't address the manufacturing industry challenges we discussed. What should change? Provide specific guidance. Example, focus on inventory management, production planning, and supply chain efficiency. Improve the instructions. Sometimes the problem isn't the AI. Sometimes the instructions were unclear. In such situations, improving your prompt or adding additional context may solve the issue completely. Remember, when discernment identifies a problem, better description is often the solution. When discernment leads to better decisions, there may also be situations where the issue is not with the output or the prompt. The issue may be with your overall approach. For example, you may be using the wrong AI tool. You may be trying to automate a task that requires human judgment. You may need additional data before involving AI. You may require a different workflow entirely. Strong discernment helps you recognize these situations early and adjust your strategy. Sometimes the best decision is not to improve the prompt. Sometimes the best decision is to rethink the delegation itself. Conclusion. Let's recap the 4 components of discernment. Product discernment. Evaluate the quality, accuracy, and usefulness of AI outputs. Process discernment. Assess how AI arrived at its conclusions and whether its reasoning remains aligned with your objectives. Performance discernment. Evaluate the quality of the AI-human interaction and communication experience. Feedback discernment. Provide clear guidance that helps improve future outputs. Together, these capabilities ensure that AI remains a powerful assistant rather than an unquestioned authority. Remember, successful AI collaboration is not just about generating responses. It is about continuously reviewing, validating, and improving those responses through human judgment. Description tells AI what you want. Discernment helps you determine whether AI delivered it successfully. Together, they create a continuous cycle of instruction, evaluation, and improvement, which is the foundation of true AI fluency. Thank you for participating in this module, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Welcome to this learning module on diligence, the fourth and final competency in the AI Fluency Framework. So far, we've explored how to effectively delegate work to AI, describe our requirements clearly, and evaluate AI outputs using discernment. Now we'll focus on an equally important aspect of working with AI. Using AI responsibly, ethically, and safely. AI fluency is not just about achieving better results faster. It is also about ensuring that our use of AI is trustworthy, transparent, and aligned with ethical standards. This is where diligence comes in. Diligence is the competency that helps us take responsibility for our interactions with AI and for the outcomes those interactions produce. Understanding diligence. Think about driving a car. When we drive, our goal is not simply to reach our destination as quickly as possible. We also follow traffic rules, consider safety, and remain aware of how our actions affect others. The same principle applies when working with AI. AI systems can increase productivity and efficiency, but they must be used thoughtfully. Whenever we use AI, we should ask important questions. What impact will this output have? Who could be affected by it? Is the information accurate and reliable? Is sensitive data being protected? Am I using AI in a way that aligns with organizational policies and ethical standards? Diligence helps us answer these questions before, during, and after working with AI. To understand this competency, we'll focus on three key areas: creation diligence, transparency diligence, deployment diligence. Let's explore each one. Part 1: Creation diligence. The first stage of responsible AI use happens before you even begin using an AI system. This is called creation diligence. Creation diligence is about being thoughtful and intentional regarding which AI tool you choose, what information you provide, how that information is handled, whether the AI solution is appropriate for the task. Before sharing information with an AI platform, ask yourself, who owns the data I am sharing? How is the information stored? Who can access it? Does my organization permit sharing this information? Does the AI system meet security and privacy requirements? For example, imagine you're working on a confidential client project. Before uploading documents to an AI platform, you should verify whether the platform complies with company policies. Confidential information is protected. Customer data is handled securely. Regulatory requirements are being followed. In many organizations, data privacy and compliance are critical considerations. Using AI responsibly starts with understanding these responsibilities before the interaction begins. This proactive approach is called creation diligence. Part 2: Transparency diligence. The second aspect of diligence focuses on honesty and openness. This is known as transparency diligence. As AI becomes more integrated into our work, people may not always know when AI has contributed to a document, report, presentation, or decision. That's why transparency matters. Ask yourself, should others know that AI was used? How much information should I disclose? What level of transparency is expected in this context? Different environments may have different expectations. For example, in education, a student may need to disclose the extent to which AI assisted in research or writing assignments. In business, a consultant may need to tell clients that certain analysis or draft content was created with AI assistance. In team collaboration, a project manager may inform colleagues that AI helped generate meeting summaries or first drafts of project documents. Transparency is not just about compliance. It is about maintaining trust. When people understand how AI contributed to a piece of work, they can evaluate it more fairly and collaborate more effectively. Transparency diligence ensures that AI is used openly and responsibly, especially when others may be impacted by its outputs. Part 3: Deployment diligence. The third and perhaps most critical stage occurs after AI generates an output. This is called deployment diligence. Many users assume that once AI produces an answer, the work is complete. In reality, human responsibility continues. Before sharing or acting upon AI-generated content, you should verify facts and figures, sources and references, business recommendations, legal compliance, accuracy of conclusions, presence of bias or misleading information. Remember, AI may assist in creating content, but accountability always remains with the human user. Consider a journalist using AI to draft an article. Before publishing, they must verify every fact, confirm sources, check for errors, ensure ethical reporting standards are met. Similarly, a business professional using AI to prepare a proposal must ensure pricing is correct, customer information is accurate, recommendations are relevant, business commitments are realistic. In every case, the final responsibility belongs to the person sharing the output, not the AI. This responsibility is known as deployment diligence. Developing responsible AI habits. Diligence is not a one-time activity. It is an ongoing mindset. As AI technology continues to evolve, regulations, policies, and industry expectations will also change. That's why it is important to stay informed about AI developments, follow organizational guidelines, understand industry-specific requirements, apply personal ethical judgment, continuously evaluate risks and benefits. Organizations across India and around the world are increasingly developing AI governance frameworks to support responsible AI adoption. Professionals who develop strong diligence skills will be better prepared to work within these evolving standards. Real-world example. Let's bring everything together with a practical example. Imagine you're using AI to prepare a customer proposal. Creation diligence. You ensure no confidential customer information is shared with unauthorized AI tools. Transparency diligence. You inform your team that AI helped generate the first draft of the proposal. Deployment diligence. You review all content, verify pricing details, check recommendations, and ensure the proposal meets company standards before sending it to the customer. By following these 3 steps, AI becomes a safe, responsible, and valuable business partner rather than a risk. Conclusion. Let's recap the 3 pillars of diligence. Creation diligence. Be intentional about the AI systems you use and the data you share. Transparency diligence. Be honest and open about AI's role in your work when appropriate. Deployment diligence. Take responsibility for validating and approving AI-generated outputs before sharing or using them. Together, these practices ensure that AI is used not only effectively and efficiently, but also ethically and safely. Remember, AI fluency is not just about what AI can do. It is about how responsibly we choose to use it. As AI becomes a larger part of our personal and professional lives, diligence helps us remain accountable, protect trust, and ensure that AI delivers value while minimizing risks. Thank you for participating in this module, and congratulations on completing the 4 core competencies of AI fluency. As you continue your AI journey, remember that effective AI users are not just skilled operators. They are responsible decision makers who combine technology with human judgment, ethics, and accountability.